A global marketplace of weapons. The export of arms is a multi-billion-dollar business unlike any other.
Can large defense contractors sway what the military buys, even though at times that's not necessarily what they want or need? Absolutely.
It can be argued that trading weapons is essential for countries' security in a dangerous and uncertain world.
And this industry, is what provides governments the means of self-defense.
But commercial motivations can influence controversial arms sales.
I think it's quite clear that in many cases the economic reasons are very important and are the final kind of reason why states continue with certain arms exports.
As a member of the European Union, the Netherlands is obligated to adopt EU policies and coordinate them as a model for Dutch policies. They include security, development cooperation, finance, transportation, and agriculture. With strategic location, more than 17 million inhabitants, highly educated workforce, and excellent connection to the rest of Europe, enabling high levels of knowledge development and product innovation, which often give rise to new economic activities in both the military and civilian sectors. Based on research in 2018, it was found that a third of the Netherlands' GDP comes from foreign trade through export. On 2020, the Dutch defense and security industry comprises 342 companies, and all of that is regulated in laws and regulation governing strategic goods. One of them is Resolution 6844 about national legislation and transfer of arms, military equipment, and dual-use goods and technology by Kingdom of the Netherlands 2014. Export control are applied to the export of strategic goods, that is, military goods and dual-use items. Military goods consist of weapons, weapon system, technology, and software listed on the European Union General Military List as defined in the Strategic Goods Decree under headings ML1 through ML22. Whereas dual-use items in this regulation are goods including software and technology that can be used for civil and military purpose. The policy on military goods is Dutch national policy based on international agreements of EU common position and the Westerner arrangement. The policy on dual-use items is determined at the level of the European Union and implemented in Dutch legislation. The general goal of export control policy is to prevent Dutch companies from contributing to military programs under embargo or to the development or spread of weapons of mass destruction and their modes of delivery. The basic national policy regarding arms export is defined by a government's memorandum on the export policy on weapons, not a weapon export bill last updated on 27th of February 1992, and key elements of this policy are the right for sovereign countries to defend themselves and the general merit of applying restraints and pretense where arms exports are concerned. The latter especially in regard to countries in regions where tensions are high or where there are signs of an excessive build-up of military arsenals. In addition, the European Union has laid down criteria for export of conventional arms that the Netherlands applies to its licensing decision. The current criteria were stipulated by the European Council on 8 of December 2008 in the Council Common Position number 944, defining common rules governing control of export of military technology and equipment. And the criteria focus, amongst others, on the human rights situation in a particular country, internal stability, or regional conflicts. Since 1998, the Dutch government has sought increased transparency on the export of conventional arms. This allows for closer security and control by parliaments and the general public of the government's licensing policy. The policy of the Netherlands on the export of dual-use items is determined by the European Union and multilateral agreements on the prevention of the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and their means of delivery. In general terms, the Dutch government opposes the export of dual-use goods if there is any risk that the goods may contribute to or be utilized for development or production of weapons of mass destruction or for application in missile programs. That just happened in March this year. The Dutch parliament announced plan to stop the export of semiconductor technology products to China. SML, or we can call Advanced Semiconductor Materials Lithography, is one of a Dutch multinational corporation engaged in producing computer chips manufacturing specialists, known as producing ultraviolet lithography systems. In fact, its ultraviolet lithography product is known as one of the best and has been affected by export restriction to China. Dutch parliament said that this policy was useful for protecting domestic interests and security. In addition to this case, the Dutch parliament also stopped arms export to conflict countries such as Yemen several times in 2016 due to human rights violence committed by Saudi Arabia. So this action also in line with arms trade treaty. But on the other hand, arms exports are driven by political, economic, and industrial concerns rather than by the EU's own laws and guidelines. Many governments are not only concerned with national security and regional stability, but also with facilitating the export of domestic defense companies, which generate profits, job, and tax revenue. Thus, the allure of large arms contracts can skew a country's foreign policy. So, what do you think about this policy? Thanks for watching. Have a good day.